Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use your phone with your Cricut Joy. So let's go ahead and get started. Once you have downloaded Cricut Design Space and opened it, signed in, this is what your canvas is going to look like. All of your buttons are going to be right down here at the bottom of your screen. And if you very gently slide over to the left, you're going to get all of your options from your layers, actions, and edit. So if you scroll over, as you guys can see all the way to the right there, you can see your Make It button. So what we're going to go ahead and do is hit the Upload button, and I'm going to say Uploaded Design, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in the design we're using. I'm going to click on this one right here and hit Insert right on the bottom right side. So here is our design. So if you select everything, you can then resize everything. If you click on your Layers button, which is right here, you can see all of your layers. Now, if you want to combine two pieces, you're just going to click it and then hold down the next one. And that's how you're going to select two pieces at one time. You'll go back over to Actions and hit Weld or Attach. And that is going to connect those two pieces together. So I'm going to go ahead and click Weld for this one here. So that's how you're going to use your layers. So all of my layers look good. If you click on those layers, you can click on Edit, scroll over, and change your colors as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything so we can get ready to size it. So let's find our size. So for my t-shirt here, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a ruler. And I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out about what size. This is a size small t-shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to do around 9 inches wide. So I'm just kind of looking at this, eyeballing, figuring out what I think will look best. So let's head back into Cricut Design Space here and let's go ahead and size it. So I'm going to pick up my phone here and we're going to select everything and we're going to click on Edit. From here, we can change our size. So I'm going to put in width and I'm going to change it to 9 inches. That gives us 2 inches high and I just don't think that's big enough for a t-shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at it. I think 2 inches is too small. I think 3 inches will be good. So with this sort of design, if you can without distorting it, you can actually unlock your design and kind of drag it down to where you want it. And that's what I'm going to do today. So all you have to do is go ahead and select everything here. So just by rubbing your finger around, you're going to select everything. And then I'm going to hit the unlock button and I can drag this one down by hitting this button right here on the right side. It's this little green arrow. So I'm going to kind of just drag this around until I get that 3 inches and I'm making sure I'm not distorting anything. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this here. I think everything looks good. Once I'm happy with it, I'm just going to go ahead and double check everything. I'm going to hit Make It. I'm going to tell it I want it to be cut on the mat. And then here's all of our mats. So if you scroll over, towards the right, so you're just scrolling to the left, you can see all of those layers right here. Now, the first thing that you want to do is turn mirror on because we are working with HTV. And to do this on the left side, you see that little button there? We can click it. We're going to click all of these here by turning on the mirror. So this is going to mirror all of our layers. To get back out of here, you're just going to click somewhere on the screen and it'll take you back to your mats. So now what I want to go ahead and do is take my paper trimmer and I'm going to eyeball and look at the screen here and just look at those numbers. And I'm going to trim all of this down to size. So I'm just scrolling to the left, getting a new color, and I'm cutting every single one of these down to size before I get started. So I've got all of my pieces here and now we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and use my blue mat here. So I'm going to go ahead and line this. So you want to put your glossy side face down. So the image, the color of your material is going face down. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to load this. We're going to hit continue. And then for this material, this is just Everyday Iron-On. I believe this is the Caesar brand, but all you have to do is go to Everyday Iron-On. So I'm going to type in iron and I'll see that Everyday Iron-On. I'll click it here. Now I'm going to click this button right here. See this? I'm going to check mark this and this is going to remember so it doesn't ask me every single time what material I'm using. All I need to do now is take it over to my machine and the machine will automatically load this in. There's no buttons on our machine, so we'll do all of that from our phone. So once it gets it all slid through here, it's just double checking, making sure there's enough material, and then I'm going to hit go. So now the machine's going to go ahead and cut everything out for us. Now, once again, the unload button will be on the phone. So once you hit the unload, it'll quickly unload everything. So right over here, as you guys can see on the phone, you're just going to go ahead and click this button right here that says unload. All right, so let's go back over to the machine and unload this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this same process for every single layer. The easiest way to peel these off is kind of, flip your mat upside down or peel from an angle. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to load these colors one at a time on the mat, face down, and then we're going to load them in the machine and let the machine cut everything out. All right, so once you have all of your material cut out, it's going to be time to weed everything. So we're going to go ahead and head on over to the craft space here. The first thing I'm actually going to do before I weed is I'm going to go ahead and set my heat press. So let's go ahead and get that set up. I'm going to use the Cricut's heat guide, and I'm going to go to their settings, put in the everyday iron on, 100% cotton, and it's going to give you the exact temperature and time that you're going to need, and it's going to give you all of those instructions to make your t-shirt. So I'm going to put 315, turning my machine on, 315 for 15 seconds. So that way this is preheating while I'm weeding. So I highly recommend that you do that because it's going to help save you a little bit of time. So let's go ahead and get ready to quickly weed through all of these one at a time. So I'm using my Cricut weeding tool here. You're just going to simply get right over in the corner and weed all of this out really quickly. Now, if you ever have troubles with your material, struggling to weed or anything like that, you can always hover your Easy Press. Do not stick it to it. Just hover it over it for just a few seconds. It'll warm that vinyl up and it'll be so much easier to peel up. All right, so now that we got everything weeded, I like to go ahead and line everything up in the exact layers. So my yellow layer is going to go first and then so on and so forth. So that way, whenever I put it on my t-shirt, I can line everything up. It's going to look good, and then I can peel those off in segments. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lay down my Cricut Easy Press mat, and then I'm going to use my Easy Press to go ahead and pull out the moisture. You want to make sure you go anywhere on the t-shirt that your design is going to be. So you want to do this for around 15 seconds, just kind of pulling out that moisture and then, getting out any sort of wrinkles. So just like that. So now we are good to go. So you want to come down around 3 to 4 fingers, and then you want to place your design. We have tons of rulers that you can print out with your Cricut. You can actually cut out some paper cardstock ones. You can use your Glowforge and cut out some acrylic ones. So we definitely have those. I'll try to link it down below. I have a video on the channel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half, and this is going to let us center this design. So what you're going to do is you're coming down center from your neck tag there, and then once again, you're coming around 3 to 4 fingers down. So you're going to peel off all of the extra layers except for that bottom one. So that way it's going to be lined up. You're not going to move it. We've already figured out the exact placement for our design. So I'm going to quickly peel all of these layers away. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to press our first layer. Now, whenever you press these, you don't need to press it for the full 15 seconds. We're just going to go ahead and press this for just a few seconds, lift it back up, and then peel it away. Be very careful when you got to peel your transfer sheet here, your carrier sheet, because the iron-on may want to try to come with you because you haven't pushed the full time. If so, just let it cool down a little bit more and then try to peel. So let's go ahead and go in with our second layer. Now, since we have some exposed there, we want to go ahead and take our same plastic we peeled off from that first layer and place it back on to protect our HTV. So let's go ahead and heat that again and then peel this up. Once again, you're just going for maybe 5 seconds at a time. That way you don't overheat your HTV. All right, so let's go ahead and layer in that next piece there. We'll get this other one on top. If you are not touching each other, you can definitely layer more than one at a time to save yourself from pressing over and over again. So I can actually safely press these 2 layers. They're not going to touch each other whatsoever. So that's really nice. That definitely saves you some time. As you guys can see here, I'm using the Cricut Easy Press 6x7, so I'm having to press it in 2 different motions because this is a longer design. If you were using your heat press, obviously you would not have to do that, or if you were using your bigger Easy Press. All right, so let's go ahead and layer up our last stuff. Once again, I'm going to be able to press this 2 pieces at the exact same time because they're not going to overlap. Yes, technically that piece of my plastic is touching that one, but it's not underneath it. So you definitely want to lay down the piece that's going to go down on the shirt first, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and line up that plastic again to protect everything. So let's go ahead and press this. So this is our final press. This time we are going for the full 15 seconds on each side. And then we're going to go ahead and carefully peel everything up. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly peel off all the excess plastic first, and then I'm going to go ahead and let all this cool down for just a few seconds. So I'm actually letting this come to more of a cooler temperature, and then I'm peeling it up. You don't always have to just apply more heat to it. It just needs to cool down a little bit more. This is such a cute design. It'll be perfect for back to school for a teacher's gift. This would be great to kind of roll up in a little, gift bag with some candies and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and we're going to press the back again for another 15 seconds. Cricut recommends that you do this. Now, if you do a heat press, you don't have to do this because you have all of that pressure and force. You usually heat up your lower platen, which is heating the back. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm just kind of sliding this kind of back and forth. All you need is around 15 seconds, giving it a little bit of pressure. This is just going to continue to help heat up those adhesive glues to make sure it's sticking to the t-shirt. All right, so there you have it. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Love this design. It'd be cute on a tote bag as well, pencil pouch, all sorts of ideas. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.